Hi guys! Last year we tested some upgrades from Bigtreeteck for the Bambu Lab 3D printers. Since then, Bigtreetech has released a bunch of new upgrades, and we will check some of them. In this video, we will install and test the Knomi display on our A1MINI. You want to know more? Then stay tuned! Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Rui and this is the Rui Raptor YouTube channel. If you want to help us out, you can by giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel. You can also help by joining our Patreon page or by clicking on any of the affiliate links posted below in the video description. So, since our video about the upgrades from Bigtreetech for the Bambu Lab 3D printers, and which they call Pandas Love Bamboo, there has been a lot more products being released. It doesn't matter which printer you have from Bambu Lab, because there are upgrades available for them all. We have several of them to test, and in this video, we will be testing the Knomi display on our A1MINI. This display was designed to provide an interactive experience and delivers real-time printer status updates and customizable GIF animations. The display is compatible with the A1 and A1MINI, the P1S and P1P, and X1C. On Bigtreetech's website, there are lots of different options. Although the same display is compatible with the different Bambu Lab printers, the way they connect the power and how they are secured is different. Having said that, we can choose the display and cover for the A1 and A1MINI, the screen only, the cover only for the A1 and A1MINI, the display and cable for the P1P and P1S, the display and Panda branch for the X1C, and only the Panda branch. The branch is this small board that is used to get power from the X1C and source not only the display but other upgrades as well. And this is why you see the branch here as single option as well. The one we have is the screen only and cables for the A1 and A1MINI. Inside the box, we have the display, the traditional yellow rubber duck, zip ties, the power cable, and a card with the QR code for the instructions. Inside the plastic box, we have the display, a small DIY power cable, and a sticker. This is the small DIY cable. It can be used to power the display, but we will not use it. We will be using the longer cable instead. The Knomi is a small round display with a diameter of 32.4 millimeters of display area. At the back is an ESP32, a small button, a USB connector, and the power connector. The data connection is wireless, so we only need to connect a cable for power. Also, this upgrade is not affected by any authentication process that have been recently announced by Bambu Lab. So it will work regardless of the firmware you have installed on your printer. Since we didn't order the shell, we can print one. On Bigtreetech's GitHub page, they have 3 shells to choose from. They are very easy to print, and this is how it turns out. The installation is super simple. We get the display and attach to the back of the cover. There is a second piece that we need to print, and it's used to lock and secure the display in place. We recommend to add a drop of glue to prevent the piece to come out while the printer is running. Next, we pull the stock bamboo cover out and also the small round extruder movement indicator. Then we pass the power cable through the top of the print head and connect it to the display. Once that is done, we can attach the cover on the print head. Make sure the filament cutter still moves freely with the cable passing through. There are a couple of pieces to secure the cable that also need to be printed. The first one slides here on the PTFE tube connector. The other one replaces the stock one. The stock one has 5 slots for the 4 PTFE tubes and the printhead cable. The new one has 6 slots, which allows the new display power cable to be secured as well. The power cable is then connected to the spare AMS connector. Use the zip ties to secure the cable along the way. Now we can turn on the printer. The display will show a QR code. Before we can bind the display to the printer, we need to set up the display to use the same network as the printer. We can use a smartphone or a computer to do this. First, search for the network that the display is broadcasting. It should be something like this one. You will need a password for this. The password is 987654321. Once logged in, open an internet browser and access the configuration page. In there, we select English for the language, then Next. Then we need to tell the display which network the printer is in, and enter the network credentials. It will take some seconds for the display to access the network. And once it's in, we need to tell it which printer we have, the serial number, and the access code. If you run a scan, it will find your printers for you. And in this case, you only need to type in the access code. The access code is available on the printer's display. For A1MINI, go to Settings and LAN Only mode. You don't need to activate the LAN Only mode. Just check the access code and type it in the setup page. With all this information typed in, the display will bind to the printer. And this is the default standby animation. Now we can access all the settings. Here you can change the display's network name and password. In Theme, you can access settings such as what type of information we want while printing. The display can show the percentage, the printing animation, or both. Here we can check the memory used and the amount that is free. It does not have too much memory, unfortunately. As you will see in a few moments, if we want to use other animations, we need to take the size into account. Next are the animations for all the situations available. We have the standby animation, the nozzle heating, the bed heating, etc. Here we can change the color settings and transparency for all the animations. All the animations will have the same color. If we want that each animation has a different color or transparency, we can change it here. We can enable the preview mode here and see each animation on the display. There's a GitHub page where we can find the stock animations, some extra animations, firmware, and more. We downloaded all this content so we could test other animation. The first one we selected was too big for the available memory, so we got this error. We then selected a smaller one and it then uploaded the animation. Once uploaded, we could see it on the display. We can also create and upload our own photos or animations. They need to be in GIF format and with a resolution of 240 by 240 pixels. And here is our cat Maggie, and a few others we found online. Finally, we have the download image. When they say image, it's a copy of all the content stored on the display. On the last tab, we can check which image version is currently uploaded, and we can also upload a different one. We can also find a couple of images on the GitHub page that we can try. Each one has different animations. The third image is the same that comes with the display. Next is the information of which firmware it's currently installed, which in our case, and at the moment, it's the latest one. Then it's the option to upload the firmware file, and finally the factory restore option. The display will show several animations according to what it's currently doing. And if your printer has an error of some sort, the display will also let you know. It might not show you which error it is, but it can lead you to it. After uploading a few different images, we started to notice that the time to upload was taking a much longer time. And also, at the end, we were getting an error of invalid image, even for images that have worked before. This was easily fixed by turning the printer off and on. After doing that, the image upload was working again and at the correct upload speed. So, as you can see, it's a very simple to do upgrade, and that will bring some life to your 3D printer. Stay tuned for more upgrade videos on our YouTube channel. And thanks for watching. We will see you guys next time. Bye!